Hi everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of Just Good Games. So today is a tier list which I've been really looking forward to doing, and that is ranking the characters in Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is probably fast becoming, well, I've obviously finished it and now I'm going through it on hard, but it's fast becoming one of my favourite games of all time, and I cannot wait for the second part. So obviously you know how tier lists work. You have your grades, so we have D, C, B, A and S. Obviously this tier list template was not made for me, so I'm just going by this person's tier list template. I have actually on my phone a character list, as I will look at some of these pictures and I just don't get the names, or the names don't spring to mind, so I've got that just as a sort of handy helpful guide. And obviously before we crack on, I would just ask you if you could go down and hit that subscribe button please, hit the like please. We are closing in on 500 subscribers and it'd be really appreciated if we could hit that soon. So let's crack on, and we start off with one of the best characters in the entire game, and that is Aerith, and Aerith just goes straight in S. There's just no other place to put her. She's a fantastic character, the driving force pretty much of the entire game, and is probably, even though she had a big role to play in the original, I've not played the original, but I've read so much about the original now I almost feel like I could play it. I think she's going to have an expanded role. She feels like she's going to be the yin to Sephiroth's yang, in the sense of, we're going to go into spoilers here, there's going to be a bit of spoilers, in the sense that I think she knows about this alternative timeline, this alternative reality thing which is going on, Destiny. You can tell her and Sephiroth have information which the others don't. So next we have, and I'm just going to have a look at the name, Andrea. Andrea is part of one of my absolute favourite moments in the game. I know it's a bit divisive, but Cloud's dancing, the dancing minigame is absolutely fantastic and fun. A great way to break things up, and he's just fabulous, and I think he's going to go in the A as a great side character. I think he plays his role really well in the game, and you can't ask for much more. Next is those guys who, they're like thugs. I'm going to have a look and see if they're on the list, but I don't think they are. No, they're not. So since they're not on the list, I am going to just put them in D, as they're just funny thugs who you encounter, I believe, in one of the tunnels when you're going to the market area. Next we have Barret. Barret goes straight up in S as well. Absolutely great character, fun, quite an emotional core to the story. His relationship obviously with Marlene is really central to the story, and I just think he's a really nice character, that classic strong guy but with a heart of gold character. So Barret goes straight in A. Next up we have, I believe that I should know who that is, but I'm just double checking that I don't get all these names mixed up. We have Biggs. I wanted to say Biggs, I don't know why I didn't go with my gut, but it's obviously Biggs, and Biggs is probably, Avalanche is great in this game, but Biggs is probably my least favourite member of Avalanche. And obviously there's that, again, spoilers, there's that twist at the end where he might not be dead at the end, so we might get him in a more expanded role. But I'm going to put Biggs in B for the moment, as there's other members of Avalanche who I think are a lot better and endeared themselves a lot more to me. Next we have Chadley, and I know some people dislike him, and I'm just going to put him in C. Just sort of an average character, obviously new character, and sort of provides, like, obviously you with your VR battle, with the VR battles and everything. So C seems about right. Oh, bloody hell. Right, next we have, I believe this is Chocobo Sam. Just gonna double check that. Chocobo Sam, yes. He's obviously, again, he's part of the whole, like, Cloud having to get to Don Corneo's part of the game, and I think he plays his role well. He's not as good as Andrea. I don't think he's on the level of Biggs. He's going to go into Chadley's C. That makes sense. Next up, and we have a character who I don't recognise as much. We're just gonna have a look on the character list. She's actually not on the character list. Can't really remember who it is, so just in the comments, because she looks like a lot like Aerith's like adopted mum. I don't know if they put her in twice. I can't see, but I'm gonna put a unknown character in D. I'll get a load of comments. I'm like, that's that person. How can you not remember that? But I just can't, and she's not on this character list, so she can't be that important. Right, so it could be Aerith's real mum, but I can't remember. Or it's just like dislike. You don't know anything. You don't know what you're talking about. Right, next is Cloud Strife. Need I say more? S, the protagonist, the main man, the video gaming icon. That is Cloud. He's obviously a bit more closed off in this one. Obviously, he'll open up a bit more and become his fully formed character in the next parts. But still, at this moment, it's Cloud. For God's sake, he's got to be an S. Next we have Don Corneo, sleazeball, great character, great sort of, not even a secondary villain, I'd say like a tertiary villain. Like you obviously got your primary villain, obviously is Sephiroth, and I think like your secondary villains all like the Shinra Corporation, and then so Don Corneo is like a sort of like tertiary villain, but he is great for a tertiary villain. Absolute sleazeball. A lot of the game revolves around him actually, so he goes in the A category. Right, this is Aerith's like adopted mum, and she is not in it a lot, but she's still a great character, and I think I'm just going to put her in C. You don't spend a lot of time with her. She obviously not clashes with Cloud a little bit, but you know, there's a bit of tension there. So now we go into, let me just get this right. He is Heidegger, and I think he's a pretty cool like secondary villain. I'm going to put him in B, as I think there's a villain coming up, as you can see coming next is Proferssor Hojo, and I think Hojo is going to go above him, so that's why I'm definitely putting Heidegger in B with Biggs. Obviously I've said next one is Hojo, and Hojo goes in A. I think he's a cool mad scientist style villain. He is just, there's obviously more than that he knows, which he's not letting on, and I think he's great. Next we have Jessie. Jessie stole everyone's heart in this game, and she goes up in the S. Shame there's not going to be more of her again. I've already said spoilers, and I'll put a spoiler warning at the start of the video for anyone. But she's such a great character, really expanded role from the original, and I thought she was awesome, and I know there's a lot of love for her online, so she's definitely in the S tier. Next we have Johnny. Johnny, I believe. Yeah, it is Johnny, because there's a Johnny in Metal Gear Solid, so this must be, is like the whole Johnny thing just a running joke in Japanese games, we'll never know. So he's a good like funny sort of comedy side character, but I can't see him going above C, to be honest, but I'm going to put him at top of C. I like his sort of little side mission-y style things. He's funny, he's good comic relief, so C's about right for him, I think. Next we have one of the announcers for the, I don't know if they're on the character list I've got here. Next we have one of the announcers for the like Colosseum, and I don't think I can put them, they're a minor role, they're quite fun, but I think they should top a D, because there should maybe, this person's obviously made only 5 tiers in it, maybe there should be an E tier, but I'm going with this. And the next person also goes in, that is Kyrie, also goes into the D tier. I think top of the D tier, because she just plays a little role, and it's not that she's bad, it's just she's in it too little for me to really put her above. I don't think she's on the level of the people above her. Next we have Leslie, I believe that's Leslie, just gotta double check. This video is obviously a lot of me looking for my phone, but it is Leslie. I thought he played like bigger role than some of the people in the D tier. I think he obviously has a nice, like they've expanded his story a little bit. He's actually, according to this, a new character, so his story's not been expanded. He has a good story to him. And I think he deserves to be on the C tier. but near above there. That's good. Next we have Madam M. She's again part of the Don Corneo storyline. Really fun, really weird moment with Cloud running a massage parlor, and I think she's good. And I'm tempted to put her in B, but then I think I'm going to put her in B. And I know I've bigged up Andrea, but I think he has to move to the top of B, and Biggs has to move up to the top of A. Judging this, no disrespect, I just think I love Andrea, I love Madam M, but when I've looked at this, when I'm looking at this now, they have tiny roles, whereas Biggs has a bigger role, and that makes sense. I might even move up. Heidegger. Now we're going to keep him there. We'll keep him there. Right, next up we have the woman who is... She's not on my character list here, and I can't think of her name. It's like Merle or something. It's Merle, I think. Let me know in the comments, but I'm pretty sure it's Merle, and she has to go into the D tier. There's minor character, not that she's a bad character. It's just when you compare it to the rest, there should be another tier. They should have put an E onto this. I should have added an E before I started this. Marlene is great. Marlene goes in B, plays a little role but a big role in being Barrett's sort of motivation for the story. Fortune was great. And you have now is the mayor, who is absolutely, like, again, a minor role but good. I think he sits in C as well. Then you have, again, spoiler, the angel of, like, all the markets now, who you do a lot of the side missions for. She's a cool side character. I think will sit at the bottom of C, as well as, you know what? We're adding it. Okay, as you can probably see now, I added another tier to it. I just thought it has to be done. So there would have been a cut there, but it's worth it because I just feel we were cramming too many people into some of the tiers, and it just didn't make sense. So I've added another tier to this. So I'm just gonna go through it so you know where everyone is now. So in the E tier we have those thugs, we have that character who I don't know where it is, we have Kyrie, and we have one of the announcers from the Colosseum. In D we have, I believe it's Mel, I should have looked at why we're doing the cut. We have Mel, we have the mayor, we have Eric's adopted mum, and we have the angel. Next we have Johnny in C, we have Madam M in C, we have Leslie in C, we have Chadley in C, and we have Chocobo Sam in C. In B we have Heidegger, Andrea, and Marlene. Next in A we have Biggs, Don Corneo, and Proferssor Hojo, and in S we have Cloud, Aerith, Barrett, and Jesse. This is now better. I apologise for that. You know, we got to do these we got to do these things on the fly in these videos. Next up we have someone who works for Shinra, and I'm just going to check my character list. There's too many names in this. He was on there. There we go, we have Palmer. Palmer, good side, evil character. Doesn't have a massive role to play. I'm going to put him in D. Next we have President Shinra, President of the Shinra Corporation, and as, like, he sort of, obviously, you get Sephiroth a lot earlier in this one, but in the original, obviously, he was sort of the main villain until, like, Sephiroth shows up. He's a good villain, obviously. Again, spoilers, you know what happened to his, you know, his fate, and I think he goes in the B level. Yeah, he goes in the B level. He's a good evil corporate. He's a good evil corporate villain. Not much more than that, but he's cool. He's a cool villain. Next we have 13. And the question is, he's in the top 2 tiers. It's do I stick him in S or do I stick him in A? And for the moment, I'm going to stick him in A. I tell you what, because he only comes in towards the end, so it doesn't have as big a role as some of the others. I believe if we do one for the entire, like when they bring him all out, if we do that, he will probably be in the S tier. Or if we do it for the next game, and he's going to be more involved, he'll be in the S tier. But because of his only appearing at the end of this game, I'm going to put him in A. Next up we have, as I look in my character list, we have Reeve. Reeve is sort of like, he's just sort of again a minor Shinra character, and he goes in D. That's cool. There's a lot of like Shinra characters who are just sort of part of the corporation and part of like meetings and little side bits, but that's cool. Next we have a great character in Reno. Reno's one of my favourite boss battles, and he goes in B. Definitely a cool character. Yeah, definitely. Oh no, actually Reno, but Rude is coming up soon. Now B makes sense for now. We might move him about later. Next we have Roche, who's a nice new, I believe he's a new character. Let me just have a look at this. Yes, he is a new character. Roche provides a great boss battle. He's going to go top of C. Really cool character. Great boss battle. 2 boss battles, because you obviously have him once on the bike and once one-on-one, and I loved those one-on-one boss battles in this game. Thought they were fantastic. Next up we have Ruse, and he is going to go right next to Reno. Reno and Ruse should be together. I'm gonna keep that in B. I think that's about right. Next we have Rufus Shinra. See, some of these characters I just know because they're so cool. I don't have to look at my character list. Next we have Rufus Shinra, who has a minor appearance in this game, but obviously is set up to be like a major player in the next couple games. And for that, and having a really good boss battle, he's going to go in B as well. Next we have Scarlet, again another Shinra Corporation, obviously corporate person. She is probably got one of the bigger roles out of all the other Shinra Corporation people, but I can't put her on the level of like Shinra, and obviously Hojo's above, so she's in C, top of C definitely. Next we have the other Coliseum announcer, and this is no disrespect to them, but they're just so minor. They are a laugh. It's nothing to do with them being bad characters, it's just they're so minor that I can't really put them in another level. Right, the main man, best villain of all time, Sephiroth. Get up top, get up, cooler than, dare I say, cooler than Cloud in my personal opinion. He's my favourite character. When I was little, I always liked villains more than heroes. I always thought Darth Vader was cooler than Luke Skywalker. I always thought the Joker was cooler than Batman. And this guy, I've sort of almost followed this trend as I've gone older, as I think Thanos is cool, much better than any of the Avengers. And I think Sephiroth is the best character in Final Fantasy VII. So he sits right up the top. Great design, great voice. Can't wait to see more of him. Can't wait to find out what the different motivations are. Oh, they somehow removed the mystery of him, but then added more mystery. Sephiroth, and he has the best music in video games in the One-Winged Angel, and he has Kenny Omega's finishing move in wrestling named after him. So what more can you say? Next we have Tifa Lockhart, and I think this video would get instantly so many dislikes if I didn't put her in S. She is good. She's got to go in S. I like her. I thought she was good, and obviously she's an S character, but she didn't endear herself to me as much as Jessie or Aerith. But she's still top level easily, and is a very great person to have in your party when playing. I found myself switching to her quite a bit to play because she has some great abilities which really help you. She has the stagger abilities which really come in handy. Next up we have, let me check my character list. We have Sun, I don't know if the T's silent, and he He's not really mega role, so I'm going to put him on the same level here as these characters, sort of more side characters. Maybe will be expanded in the next one. As I said, maybe. Obviously, I know from the original, but now we're working from almost not a blank slate, but you don't know how. Like, so many characters' roles are expanded in this game, and we don't know how maybe some of these minor players down the bottom, how their roles could potentially be expanded in the next 2 or 3 games. Maybe to hopefully 2. I think a trilogy would be good for this. Next we have Wedge. Wedge goes on the level of Biggs for me. They're the lesser 2 of Avalanche, but they're still fantastic. I thought he died when the thing went down. I thought, oh my god, they've actually killed him off, and his cats, and that was very sad considering I have 2 cats who are roaming around this room as we speak. Next we have, don't know who that guy is, and he's not on my character list. I think he's just one of the like marketplace guys. If he's someone else, please like comment below. He's just gonna go in E for me. And finally, we have Zach. Now, as someone who hasn't played Crisis Core, I've obviously had to do a lot of research in Zach, and his appearance at the end is obviously quite big and quite monumental for lore and everything to do with this game. The parallel, maybe the parallel realities or different timelines or whatever. He's quite hard to put in because he has such a big role, not a big role at the end, but he's such like a mega player at the end when it comes to all the like the end revelations, that it's, I can't put him in E or D, and I think he almost deserves to be up in B, but I'm going to put him right at the bottom of B. But that might change when we go through it. So we're at the end, there are no more characters left, and let's have a look. In my new E tier we have the thugs. We have that character who I don't know, I'll probably figure it out afterwards. We have Kyrie, the 2 Colosseum announcers, and I believe 1 of the side quest givers or something like that in the game. D, we have loads of Shinra people. We have the mayor, we have Merle, we have Erif's adopted mum, we have the angel of the town, you know, the side quest giver, Shinra Corporation people. Then we have Scarlet, Roche, Johnny, Madam M, Leslie, Chadley, and Chocobo Sam in C. I think I'm going to move Chocobo Sam down to like in the middle. I think I didn't like him that much, to be honest, actually, but still. Yeah, that's alright. B, we have Rufus Shinra, we have Reno, then we have Rude. Then we have all the, like, we have Shinra, we have Heidegger, we have Andrea. Andrea's staying there because he's just fabulous. And that just dance sequence is amazing. We have Marlene, and we have Zach. Zach should be, like, if they expand it in the next 2 games, maybe even if you play as Zach. What I'm hoping is, like, the second part starts with the flashback, and you might get to play as Sephiroth. How good would that be? I'm hoping that happens, like, so you get the whole flashback, and you might get Zach in there, and it might be cool. Then in A, we have 13, we have Wedge, we have Biggs, we have Can't really say it. We have Don Corneo. I was about to say Don Corleone there. We're not doing the cop hour. Then we have Proferssor Hojo. That's a good A. Then in S, we have Tifa, Jesse, Barrett, Erif, Cloud, and Sephiroth, and they're actually pretty much in order of how much I like them characters. Sephiroth's just the main man, really. So cool. Right, anyway, thank you for making it to the end of the video. You probably again disagree with everything I've just said. You're like, why does he have to have a character list? There's so many names. I'm quite new to the series, but I've absolutely fallen in love with it. In about 2 years' time, when the next game comes out, I will be really familiar with all this, as I'll probably play through it again. I might even play the original. But all I need you to do now is hit that subscribe button, please. Hit like, share, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and once again, you've been watching Just Good Games.